My name is Sherri Graham, and I have suffered from depression for over 40 years. I found Dr. Handoo when I felt like there was nothing else I could do. My options have been exhausted, and it was a very dark time, and so I went on the internet and I Googled TMS, and Dr. Handoo's name came up, and he had excellent reviews. He had TV spots I was able to review, interviews from patients that had been successful. And so I gave him a call. I called his office when I was out of hope and didn't know what to do next. And when I called his office, Dr. Handoo had about a 2 or 3 month wait, but I talked to Lauren, his office manager at the time, and she got me in right away. Within a matter of weeks, I was in with Dr. Handoo. I was able to talk to him. He listened to everything I had to say. He was very kind and understanding. We talked for about 2 hours from 10 p.m. till midnight, and I felt like he had a good understanding of where I was, what I needed, and how he could help. He promised me he would be able to help me, and he did. He didn't give up on me. We put things in motion and started to get the TMS therapy approved through insurance, and he just told me to hang in there, and he followed me every step of the way. I have had depression and anxiety since 16. Childhood trauma caused it. I was getting by, again, like every firstborn daughter does. We push to get through. We're the caregivers of the family. We take care of the littles. And I thought I was doing fine. In 1991, my last son was born, and I went into postpartum depression, and I could not get out. My primary care physician, she did everything she could, and she switched me over to a psychiatrist who had handled my medicine. Unfortunately, when I hit this rough time, I'd been with him for a couple of years, he basically said, you've tried everything, and everything means at least 27 drugs, I think Dr. Handoo and I went through. What do you want me to do? What do you want to try? I don't know what else to do for you. And at that point, I just told him, prescribe me something, Paxil, I don't know, I can't remember what I told him. And then I started getting on the internet and researching, and that's how I found Dr. Handoo and his team. And they were able to get me in, like I said, right away, so that I can figure out what treatment was going to be best for me, because I had already checked into inpatient and psychiatric care centers. They wanted to do extensive outpatient therapy, but I knew I needed something more than that right away. And that's when I got an appointment with Dr. Handoo. I signed up. Dr. Handoo's team helped me get my insurance to approve the treatments. I went through my 8 weeks of treatments, and today, totally different person. Stephanie was great. She walked me through every step, explained to me what would happen. And so yes, I will tell you it's scary, but do your research, talk to the team, come in and have a consultation, because at the end of the day, it's very easy. It's very almost relaxing and therapeutic to go through it. Got to talk to Stephanie through our visits. I got to know her very well, and she was my support team. She was my home away from family home, and everybody. She helped me every day. She would just talk me through it, tell me what was going to happen. She let me talk about things I hadn't talked about in a long time, and to people that I've never talked to before. She became an inspiration and a great advocate for me, and I'm so thankful for the time we spent together. But it's absolutely painless. She will make it so easy for you. I was very close to I did not want to be here. It was time for me to go, but the thought of not seeing my kids kept me here and taking care of my parents. My kids are my life. I have 5 grandkids now. And though I thought this would be the best thing for me, just to go to sleep and be done with it, I realized that's not what I really wanted. I remember this vividly. It was halfway through the treatment, and I'm driving in for my treatment, ironically enough, and all of a sudden there was no noise. There was no chatter in my head. There was no worried or overthinking or anxiety. It was peaceful, and I looked at the sky for the first time, and I'm like, that is a gorgeous blue. And the sun was bright, and I just looked around, I'm like, there's calm and there's peace in this world, and I hadn't had it for 40 years. And at that moment, my life completely changed. I wanted to be here. I was happy. I was doing things I didn't want to do. I didn't leave the house for 2 and 3 years. My therapist finally got me out of the house, But in this moment, in my car, at the stoplight, on my way to treatment, my whole life changed. It was the difference for me, life or death. I'm going to go to that extreme and tell you, it was definitely that for me. And I'm 2 years post-treatment. I haven't had any tune-ups, if you will, and I'm doing great. And it's all thanks to Dr. Handoo, his team, but especially my friend, Stephanie. Please do not hesitate. Get a hold of Dr. Handoo's team, anybody on the team. If you have to ask for Stephanie personally, ask for Stephanie, because she will encourage you to at least take the time and hear what they have to say. There's other treatments besides TMS out there. I didn't have to take them. God blessed me with one therapy and I was able to change it. Don't ever go the path I did. Don't ever give up, because there's always something new. And that team will not leave you alone. They will make sure you get through it and be by your side every step of the way.